Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. Thus we get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news of a sudden jump in international crude oil prices as the US has sanctioned the main Russian oil companies. But first in the US, existing home sales in September rose to just over a 4 million annual pace, slightly better than in August and 3.3% better than year-ago levels. But it was at levels less than the markets were expecting. The weakest regions were in the South and the Midwest, but both coasts got good increases, especially California. And the October Kansas City Fed factory survey reported a strong rise in activity, but new export orders fell, and this was unexpected. Apparently some facilities are doing more production with less people. There is a general worry about where new orders will come from there. And we should probably note that China is putting the final touches to its latest 5-year plan. These have been a catalyst for the country's economic rise, despite their dismissal in the rest. Their state planning has brought them up to be an alternative world superpower. And China and the US will be meeting in Malaysia in a few days to see if they can iron out some knotty disagreements and pave the way for a Xi-Trump summit. It would likely happen because the Americans seem on the back foot now, but startlingly blind to their growing weaknesses. And Taiwan said its retail sales fell 2.2% in September from a year ago, reversing August's rise. They said public uncertainty levels are high and spending plans are conservative. But the same view isn't shared in their factory sector, where industrial production was up 15% from a year ago, consistent with order information we reported yesterday, and which is likely to drive output to even higher levels in coming months. Container freight rates rose 3% last week, largely on the China to EU trade. Overall, they're now 45% lower than year-ago levels. But bulk cargo rates rose 8.5% over the past week and are now 40% higher than year-ago levels. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 3.99%, up 4 basis points from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today back up sharply to $4,129 an ounce, a gain of $81 from yesterday, up 2%. Silver has risen less, now at $49 an ounce. And American oil prices are now $3.50 higher at just under $62 a barrel, with the international Brent price now just on $66 a barrel on those sanctions. And the Kiwi dollar is now just on 57.5 US cents, again little change from yesterday. But against the Aussie, we're down 20 basis points at 88.3 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're also little changed at 49.5 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 62.1 and essentially unchanged. You can get more news about the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. And because Monday is a public holiday in New Zealand, we'll do this again on Tuesday.